This report has been prepared to inform you on Sweden's basic lifestyle, family lifestyle, and professional environment. Sweden's basics. The weather in Sweden. Sweden is a fairly small country, just a little larger than the state of California. The land is mostly flat and rolling throughout Sweden. The climate varies depending on the north or the south. The north lies within the Arctic Circle, therefore winters are mostly long and cold. The south's winters are generally cold and cloudy, typically less harsher than the north's. The biggest rainfall time in Sweden is generally between the months of July and September. Religion and language in Sweden. The largest religion in Sweden is Lutheran, which makes up 75% of the residents. Other religions can be found in Sweden, therefore it should not be hard to find your church of choice. English is widely spoken in Sweden. However, I highly suggest getting a translation book to know the basics. Childcare in Sweden. Families are very important in the Swedish culture, so the childcare system is outstanding. They always guarantee a place for children ages 1 through 6, a place at a public daycare. Sweden is a great place for children to accomplish their educational goals as well as becoming educated in a new culture. Living expenses. In Sweden has one of the highest standards of living. However, salaries are well above average, so should make up for this. When considering living in Sweden, it is a must to know how their housing market is. Currently, there is a housing shortage in Stockholm. This has made buying or renting more pricey. Properties are on the market for only a very short time. Therefore, it is best to view properties 2 to 4 weeks prior to moving. Other essentials to keep in mind are heat, water, and garbage are always included in rent. Other expenses to keep in mind are telephone and cable. Hours of work and vacation time. In Sweden, the standard work week is very similar to the United States. The work week is 40 hours or under. They are also by law required a 30-minute break if you work at least 5 hours a day. Sweden's workday is typically 9 a.m. to 6 p.m., Monday through Friday. Sweden values time off to be spent with family. Therefore, by law, all employees are entitled to a 5-week paid vacation per year. In the workplace, gift giving is not proper unless you received a gift first. Holiday cards are appropriate, especially if they are to serve as thank yous for business. Gifts at social events such as dinner parties are expected, but stay away from flowers. A better gift option is either fine chocolates or a fine bottle of wine. Wine is the most appreciated, so go for that if you're really trying to impress. Daily office etiquette. In Sweden, pay careful attention to the office etiquette. The office environment is generally solitary. The doors in the office are normally closed and most times locked. Therefore, always knock before entering and close the door when you exit. Staying late at the office is viewed as negative because it gives off the message that you cannot finish your job in the allotted time. Management style. Sweden highly values individual accomplishments. The best way to comply with policies is seriously, carefully, and quietly. Also in Sweden, the workplace is not common to be friendly and you should not engage in small talk. It is also uncommon for compliments. When you are required to be a team player, make sure you take this very seriously. Bosses must provide guidance and information and make the decisions, while subordinates provide detailed information and follow decisions made by their bosses. When conducting a meeting and presentation, when thinking about how the meetings are conducted in Sweden, keep in mind 2 situations: peer meetings and meetings where subordinates or superiors are present. In just peer meetings, these should be an open communication and everyone should share ideas. In meetings where superiors are present, it is a more formal setting and superiors will share in mutual problem solving. Discussion style. Swedish people value when a person approaches them with knowledge and experience. If you want your idea to be accepted, make sure your idea is logical and organized. If you want to call a meeting, do this between 9 a.m. and 10 p.m. or 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. Make sure to send out an agenda prior to the meeting. It is also essential that you are never tardy to a meeting. When I took the new manager self-test, my results were I would work best in an involvement and consistency culture. That being said, I feel I would definitely make this work, since Sweden is a consistency culture. However, they are not so much an involvement culture, but I definitely feel I could work around this. So conclusions and recommendations I suggest are pack warm and rainy weather clothing. English is widely spoken, but I definitely highly recommend a translation book. Childcare should not be a problem. Living expenses are high, but your salary should make up for this. And the office environment is private, so therefore do not make small talk and try not to be late to any meetings. My conclusion is Sweden will be a great experience as long as the suggested manners in this report are followed. There are a small amount of expectations in Sweden that compare to the United States, so these should be quick adjustments. Have fun experiencing a new culture.